Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, pushing out this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright? This is Tazair Gabar from Waco, Texas. And I come in, week out, warning you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, to get right, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And the Lord, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahweh Shai, he's on his way to deliver his people out of the nation of Israel, the hopeful elect, and 1/3 women and children, and also to destroy, to bring forth judgment upon this wicked place via his chariots and these nuclear missiles that's prophesied to destroy America. All right. Jeremiah 31, 32. It's like it. Kind, you have this devil Esau. He sees his kingdom falling, you know, and he's trying to fight for his rulership to continue, because he has rulership over America, and right now it's falling. So he's losing his power, his rulership over this place. He's coming off his throne. All right. First scripture I'm gonna get, matter of fact, it's gonna be Jeremiah 31 and 37. So it says, "Thus said the Lord, if the heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said the Lord Yahweh." So the Lord said, if this devil, he basically gave Esau a little challenge, impossible challenge. So he said, if the heavens above, which is like outer space, can be measured, and the foundations of the earth, like the sea, the ocean, which this devil Esau Edom, he only discovered 5% of the ocean out of all how deep the earth is. This devil only discovered 5% of it. And they have the nerve to say that Leviathan, which is basically Godzilla, that's where they get their Godzilla movies. They read the scriptures, which he's in Psalms and the book of Job. They get the scriptures and they make movies off the scriptures. Kind of like you see the movie Godzilla. All right, that beast is actually a living thing, and it's in the depths of the ocean, the part that you can't go under. All right, in a deep depths. You know, you only discovered 5% of it. All right, because of the water pressure. Well, first and foremost, the Lord has it to where this devil can't even, his technology, his so-called high-tech technology, can't even go in the depths. The depths of the ocean is left a mystery for the hopeful elect. So the Lord has that locked. That's why the water pressure is so high. This devil, he can't go down there. All right, and best believe that's where Leviathan is. All right, but they make these movies all based off the scriptures. But once you say that the creature is real, the Godzilla, they want to say it's a myth. All right, so they pull from the scriptures and then turn around and call it a myth, because they don't want you knowing that this book is actually real, and it's not a religious book, it's a history book. All right, it's you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians history book. And also outer space. So Thus said the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, so outer space, which the outer space constantly expands, it's basically like infinity. You can't measure it. All right, because you got to think. It said, in my father's house are there many mansions. All right, and that's for the children of Israel, because when we get in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be fruitful and multiplying, and we're going to overpopulate the earth. So we're not going to all be able to fit on this earth. All right, plus having everlasting life and constantly repopulating, we obviously going to have to expand on different planets. And when you look up, which one was it? I forgot the word, but basically, yeah, the outer space. The outer space is made for the children of Israel. All right, ultimately, when we get the kingdom, we're going to be living on these different planets, but the earth is going to be left the headquarters, and Jerusalem, obviously, that's going to be the headquarters, our homeland. But the Lord gave Esau this task. He said, if you can measure the heavens above and the foundations of the earth, I will do away with Israel. So that's why you see this devil constantly trying to discover the depths of the ocean, and he all up so-called in outer space, which this devil, I believe, obviously he never even got on the moon in the first place, because how the heck you walk on the moon but then you don't have the technology to go back, when the technology now is way more advanced? So that's the devil right there, getting cut up by his own lies. And I honestly believe he never even stepped foot on these different planets, because I don't believe in the whole NASA. They got exposed many a times. All right, so basically the Lord has this place locked, so this devil can't even explore the outermost, what was it, the heavens above and the foundations of the earth. All right, because it's not meant for him. Getting Psalms 2 and 4. It was also an Edomite who found an underwater portal. He found water inside of water. Like, he was in the ocean and he found a puddle of water sitting on the ground, and he tried to go off in it with a submarine, and he bounced right back up. And that was a portal, which goes to show you that the Lord has these mysteries out here, and it's locked. Esau can't explore it, and it's parts of the earth that Esau don't even know about, because he's not meant to rule. It's meant for the children of Israel to know those mysteries, starting with the hopeful elect, starting with Yahweh Shah ultimately. And after that, the Edomite who found the underwater portal, he ended up getting killed, obviously, by the elites, because they don't want the information out there. So not only did he find it and fail to like get in it or whatever, but they killed him. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yo, they killed her, yo. I bet he was happy too. He found a portal, an underwater portal in the ocean, and tried to go off in it, and then failed. And then when he put it out there on the internet, these elite devils killed him. Same way they did with Aaron Russo when he exposed the you know what, the Revelation 13. He ended up dying like a month later, out of nowhere, after he exposed the Rothschilds and they New World Order plan. Kind. This is Psalms 2 and 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Alright, so the Lord is laughing at these devils. First and foremost, he put them in a proudful mind state to think that their kingdom won't fall, and to even think that they could be like the Most High. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get Jeremiah. It's like you know how this devil proud. I see a dog walking a dog. Getting the book of Obadiah. So the book of Obadiah is basically a book written for the children of Edom. So you so-called white people, the book of Obadiah is written for you. This is Obadiah. I'm gonna get one Slakia. This is Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. So if you study this devil original habitat, he used to dwell in the clefts of the rock, Mount Seir. People call the Caucasus Mountains, and that's where you get the like Flintstones. That's their natural habitat, the original cavemen. So they really didn't have no heritage or shit, like anything. They were literally crawling on their hands and fours with no language in the caves in Mount Seir. And now that they got rulership over the children of Israel and the whole entire earth, pretty much, like it's saying Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, I believe. It's like it. Con. Getting Genesis real quick. Genesis 27 and 40. It's like and by thy sword shalt thou live. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven above. So that's what this devil has. Through the Lord Yahweh, because he gave him power over the children of Israel. So now he's ruling over us in these end times, as it say in 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. What is it? Esau, Jacob hand held hold of Esau's heel, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So this rulership now, because he has rulership of the whole entire earth, this is his last rulership, and he's coming out of power, and through that it's going to be the children of Israel, Jacob, the everlasting rulership, the kingdom of heaven. So Esau being born first was symbolic for him being the end, and Jacob being the new beginning of it that followed. But it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Because this devil, he thinks he did this. He conquered the nations of Israel. He conquered the other heathen nations, put them in subjection. He got rulership of the entire earth. He think he did it on his own. He don't give credit to the Lord. Slakia. He don't give credit to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright? And he's also trying to be Slakia. He also trying to be the Lord by way of this force. You already know his NWO, having that chip. Alright, he want to gain control of the whole entire world. And that's also what Aaron Russo was talking about. Before he died, he was exposing these elites. Jacob Rothschild, he said their NWO, their plan was to have the whole world microchip, to gain that total control and have your money on that chip. All right, and that's Revelation 13. So that's why it says the pride of thine heart. The heart talking about his mind. So he's thinking in his head. He's prideful. Alright. He's giving himself credit for what the Lord put the Spirit on him to do. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Alright. So their own pride has deceived them. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, alright, the caves, whose habitation is high. So this devil, his habitation has always been up high. The clefts of the rock, the mountains, inside the caves, even until now, you see their buildings, their infrastructure. It's nothing but tall concrete buildings, like New York. They got that little saying. I mean, what they say, concrete jungle, all them down big ass tall buildings, all up. That's Esau way of living. All right, you see concrete all on the ground, the sidewalk, the streets, concrete. All right, that's how they was living in those caves. So now they have that same infrastructure, big ass concrete buildings. All right. That's why it says whose habitations is high. Alright, so the habitations is built up high. It's in a spirit. Hard ass rocks and hard concrete. Jacob is of the earth. We're of the earth, the grass, the ground. And this devil, he likes all this damn hard ass concrete all over the place. The damn earth, the grass try to grow through the concrete. Like if you've been walking down the sidewalk and you see the grass trying to grow over the concrete, like the earth trying to fight back and shit. Kind of the grass cracking up the concrete, trying to grow over it. That's the earth fighting back. Like the earth ain't supposed to be all matted down with hard ass concrete all over the place. Big tall, 200 feet tall concrete buildings above your head. They got skyscrapers full of concrete. Like in the kingdom of heaven, our infrastructure is going to be gold, silver, precious stones. Like it say in Revelation, our streets are going to be paved with gold. And that's our kingdom, our rulership. You Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. We're going to have the earth of the precious stones, the minerals. That's how our buildings and streets are going to be made up. All right. So whose habitations whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's this devil being proudful. He's saying in his head, who I took over the nations of Israel. They serving me in captivity. I got these other heathen nations in subjection of me, which now that table's starting to flip. These heathen nations, they're starting to come up against the devil Esau Edom. Even his own people, Russia. Alright? Like it say, a house divided shall not stand. Alright, so this devil own people is starting to come up against them. Them Russians, those are Edomites. And what else? Iran, China. So these nations not even afraid of America no more. And that's ultimately how America is going to be destroyed, wiped away with fire. Right? It's ultimately the Lord. He's going to put the spirit on these nations to shoot those nukes, and it's going to burn this place up. But all these nations is going to come up against America, Babylon the Great. All right, so he's losing that power. But it says, who shall bring me down? Yeah, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That said in his heart, talking about his mind. So that's what the devil thinking. Who shall bring me down to the ground? I got the children of Israel in subjection, these heathen nations. My kingdom is built. Who's going to bring me down to the ground? All right. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle. So you look at an eagle. Eagle is a high-flying bird, a very powerful bird. And even going back to Deuteronomy 28 and 49, when we got hit with those curses, Deuteronomy 28 and 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And so when ultimately we got overthrown by this devil, the southern kingdom primarily, we were shipped over here from slave ships. Alright? And that's when they swooped us up as quick as an eagle flieth. That's how quick they were to snatch us up and throw it in captivity here in America. So the eagle represents Esau. That's his animal that represents him. And even when you look, you got certain landmarks. You got the eagle, like the back of a dollar bill, which represents Egypt all over again. Modern day Egypt, America. America is modern day Egypt. And the children of Israel is in captivity all over again. Alright? And the modern day Pharaoh is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So this is his rulership, and this is our captivity. You know, back in ancient Egypt, it was the fucking Hamites, the so-called Africans, Sudanese or Ham or whatever. Yeah. So now it's Esau. So it says, as quick as an eagle flieth. And we didn't understand. Oh yeah. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Alright. And the eagle is the national animal of America anyway. Now that I think about it. Time. Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh. So this devil is going to fall out of his rulership. And I'm going to get Malachi. I'm going to get Malachi 1 and 4. Slovakia. So Malachi 1 and start at verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So the Lord said he hates Esau, because all Esau has ever been was wicked, starting with when he was the serpent. All right, and that backs up Romans 9:3, 9:13. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And for the dragons of the wilderness, and laid his mountains for the dragons, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So his rulership is going to be laid waste. It's going to be under fire for the dragons of the wilderness, the desert animals, after this place gets nuked. Verse 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. All right, so every kingdom Esau had, it got destroyed, but it came back. But this one's not. That's why it says we will rebuild the desolate places. But now, this kingdom here is not going to come back. It's not going to be revived like the Roman Empire. Verse 4. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the Lord is going to hate these people forever. The Lord hates the so-called white man and the white woman, his kids. He hates the whole nation, and he will hate them forever. And it said Esau has perpetual hatred. So the Lord hates them. So they shall build, but I will throw down. The Lord is going to throw their kingdom down. They shall build, but I will throw down. Kind. It's like it. I'm going to hit Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots. So the Lord is going to come on his chariots, and he's going to bring forth destruction by via those laser beams, like a whirlwind. So the Lord, he's going to have tens and thousands of chariots in the sky, and the Lord ultimately is going to be on that white horse. All right, that white horse is that chariot that he's going to be on. All right, and it's going to be the biggest one out of all. It's going to it's going to look like a mountain, like it's taking up the whole entire sky. And then the angels, they're going to have their chariots around. So that's what the whirlwind is, and chariots. The word chariot means vehicle, and that vehicle is the so-called UFOs. You know, you might hear about UFO on the news or whatever, or see one, but you'll think it's an alien or whatever, but it's really the holy angels inside of those vehicles. And that's why you're seeing them so much now in this day, because Esau's kingdom is finna get ready to end. All right, that's why he's trying to hurry up and implement his NWO. And that's why you see all these chariot sightings. That's the angels of the Lord watching this place, pretty much documenting what they see, and going back and telling the Lord, you know. That's why it says his eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun, because he has his angels all around. But in that day, they're gonna come and they're gonna all show themselves. His chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. That flames of fire is going to come from the chariots. The missiles also, but the chariots, they're going to be zapping people. For by fire and by his sword with the Lord plead, it's like it, with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So the slain of the Lord is going to be many. Ultimately, when he comes back, he's going to be sending forth judgment, and he's going to be delivering his people. All right, that's why it says the slain of the Lord shall be many in that day. So the Lord is going to kill a lot of wicked people in that day. All right, get 1 Thessalonians. Colossians. Talking about the chariots. So that's the Lord destroying. It's like it. So the Lord, it's gonna be balanced. The Lord is gonna be destroying and sending forth judgment, but also delivering. All right, so this is 1 Thessalonians 4 and 15. 4 and 15. It's like it. For this, it's like. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord Yahweh, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. And that's talking about the elders, you know, before us that was pushing the truth and that passed away. So they're asleep. All right. That we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. So they're still the ones that died pushing this truth, all right, and they died, they're still gonna receive that crown of light, because their duty, whatever, they completed their job. All right, verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. That shout is a war cry. With the voice of the archangel, with the voice of the archangel, and the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. So the Akim, the elders that was before the elders now that died, they're going to be risen up first. Right? Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air. Alright, so the ones that get the hopeful elect, the prophets of the Lord, that get beamed up, we're gonna all meet together. Yahweh Shai and the prophets before us that passed away doing the will, all of us gonna meet up together. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Alright, come. It's like it. They hit Zechariah. Get Zechariah. Zechariah 5 and 1, it says, Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. That flying roll is that chariot. The chariots of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, the length thereof 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. So he described the length and width of that chariot that he seen that was in the sky. Alright. It's like it. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side, according to it. Alright. I will bring forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into him that sweareth falsely. So the house of the thief is America. The so-called white man stole the native land and the tribe of Judah. So you already know how we got rulership of this earth. And it already say in Exodus, I think 3:15. Exodus 21:16. Exodus 21:16. And he that stealeth that man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And that's all this devil has done. He stole us from our land. Ultimately, when we fled out of Israel from the Romans, we fled in Africa, and the Hamites had us in captivity. The so-called Africans, they had us in captivity. The southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and they sold us to Esau. Alright? So Esau took us captive and forced us on this land right here, America. And prior to that, he had already took over the tribe of Gad and Reuben, the Seminole and Native Indians, which he couldn't fully really take over Reuben, because the tribe of Reuben was too strong. I guess you would say that. Con. So they stole us. They stole this land. This land was once rightfully onto the Native Indians, and it still is. The con. And it say Revelation 13:10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. Con. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Con. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. So we're waiting to get our vengeance in that day. God, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, Ba'Shem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation on down to the hopefully elect. This is Taz A.R. Gabar from Waco, Texas. I'm gonna say Shalom.